What's up, everyone? Today is Tuesday, which means that's time for another live Q&A. As always, I'm your host, Paul J. Lipsky, here to answer any questions you might have about dropshipping. That's primarily what I talk about here on this channel. So if that interests you, make sure to subscribe and then check out the description of this video. I have a ton of free resources for you. I just updated my ebook, which is called the Dropshipping Titans. What is it called? Dropshipping Titans Secrets ebook, I think it's called. Anyway, it's all about how to get set up with dropshipping. So definitely check that out. That will be linked up in the description down below. All right, let me jump into the chat here because I already see a bunch of questions from Lorenzo and Frankie. So I want to make sure I have time to answer everyone's questions today. So let's jump right into it. All right. Lorenzo's first question is, do you write in all your expense into costs into the product? I want my VA to add up the two sales taxes, commission, tracking number, software, and profit equals true cost for the product eBay calculator. So let me see if I'm following you correctly. So Lorenzo, basically what I do is I fulfill all my orders and my virtual assistants fulfill all the orders they do using AutoDS. So when we are dropshipping products onto eBay, when we're dropshipping products onto TikTok Shop, whenever we do that, all the orders actually appear inside of AutoDS. So from there, we can actually go in and actually fulfill the orders. So what I do is I always have them update how much it costs. So they can edit the order in AutoDS and actually put in the exact price of the item in there. Of course, if we have auto ordering set up, that's done for you automatically. So all those expenses are taken care of. Yes, if we have to pay for a tracking number, we put that in there as well. But some of the other stuff like the cost of the software, we don't include that because that gets spread out among all of the different sales. So no, we don't put that in there, but everything else for that exact item, we do include in there. Lorenzo, feel free to send me an email, paul@pauljlipsky.com, so that I can get you set up with what you're looking for. What's up, Paul? Another week, another dollar. Let's make that money. I love it. That should be like on my wall so I see it every morning when I wake up. Another day, another dollar. Let's make that money. Pay you as... So Lorenzo says, are you sure Amazon won't pay you or use them as a retail supplier as long as you don't use Prime? Will we be okay, right, Paul? So I think what Lorenzo was asking is, can you dropship from Amazon onto another platform like TikTok or Facebook or eBay? Is that okay? And yes, it is okay. And by that I mean we don't get kicked off of Amazon for doing that. However, if you use an Amazon Prime account, Amazon will shut down the Prime membership that you have. So we don't use Amazon Prime to dropship. The only way you can do it is there's two ways really you can do it. But the only real way to do it is to have multiple Amazon Prime accounts. So you spread your orders among all of the different accounts. That's a lot to handle. So that's why I actually recommend if you're going to dropship from Amazon, use AutoDS and set up auto ordering through them. They will actually automatically order the items for you whenever a order comes from an Amazon product. And that way you don't have to worry about having multiple Prime accounts because they take care of it for you. Renzo says, do you sell digital products on eBay or Facebook? So full stop, before I even go further in that question, no, I've never sold digital products on eBay or Facebook or any of these marketplaces. So if your answer is yes, what suppliers do you use? Yeah, so I can't even answer that because I don't sell digital products on like eBay or Facebook or TikTok. Frankie D says, over the past week, I'm continuing to get positive feedback and I'm adding items, yet sales have slowed quite a bit. Any suggestions? So yeah, I was reading your next question to see if it was a follow-up to that one. But no, I mean, ups and downs, Frankie, are very normal with a dropshipping store. pretty much any commerce website. I've tried in the past things like flipping items onto Amazon. I've done online arbitrage on Amazon. I've done drop shipping onto different websites. And with all of them, ups and downs are normal. And there's also slow seasons as well. This is kind of like an in-between time. Like spring, summer is usually slower for online sales. So don't be too alarmed if you see that happen. What you're going to find, though, is that the more products you have that are successful products, successful listings, the more that up and down will kind of even out. If you think about it, if you only have 10 items, let's say like 2 of them are winners, so your sales are up here, and then those go out of stock. Now your sales are just pretty much down to 0. And then one of them comes back into stock, so it goes up, and then that one goes out of stock again, and it goes down to 0. So you can see how it can go up and down quite dramatically. Now, if you have, let's say, 1,000 items, even if like 50 of your winning products go out of stock, that won't cause as much of a dip. It won't feel like as much of a dip than if you had fewer products. So that's part of the game as well. Frankie says, I noticed in the training and AutoDS provides that they are finding products with super healthy margins. Does that actually exist? LOL. Yes, it absolutely does, Frankie. Keep in mind, the trainings that AutoDS does, I haven't looked at all of them, but I do know they use some other suppliers that I might not want to use, like suppliers where you're drop shipping from like China, for instance. If you're drop shipping from China, you can certainly get a lot healthier margins on those products, but then you run into the other problems that come with drop shipping from China, like longer shipping and handling times, for instance, or lower quality products, for instance. It's definitely a method of drop shipping that works, but you have to be careful with it. I really feel like it's more advanced, whereas if you're drop shipping from US-based suppliers, it's a lot more straightforward, I would say. Do I use any 3PL services when I buy my inventory wholesale, or do you only look for wholesalers at dropship? No, I've never used 3PL services. I only work with suppliers there who actually dropship directly. Deez says, do I need to use fake tracking to dropship on eBay? So generally not. Generally not, Mr. Nuts. The only time you have to use fake tracking numbers, and I don't even like to call them fake tracking numbers, I like to call them like replacement tracking numbers, because the only time we're going to use those is, one, if you are drop shipping from Amazon and you're fulfilling the orders yourself, meaning you're not having AutoDS automatically fulfill the orders for you, what you're going to find is that a lot of those tracking numbers are TBA tracking numbers. That's Amazon Logistics. In that situation, what you're going to find is that you don't want to upload those TBA tracking numbers to eBay. So in that case, we would convert them into other usable tracking numbers using a service like TrackTaco. The other time this comes up is with Walmart, because sometimes Walmart delivers items without a tracking number, in which case you would have to generate an alternative usable tracking number for that situation. Those are really the only times we use these tracking number generators. George says, hey, Paul, are you going to show us how to dropship on other platforms besides Facebook Marketplace and eBay? Yeah, I've already made one video about TikTok shop dropshipping. I have already actually made another one, right? I think I've made another one that's going to be releasing soon. I have all my videos planned out. I'm honestly not sure right now which one I've already made, but I definitely have TikTok shop dropshipping videos planned at the very least coming up. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you keep a lookout for those, because those will be coming. Right now, I think that TikTok shop dropshipping is one of the biggest opportunities out there in the world of dropshipping. So it is such a hot opportunity. So I definitely want to be making more videos and talking about it more, because I think it's a place that you all should seriously be looking at, dropshipping on TikTok shop. Will says, I noticed that when selling Walmart items, other dropshippers seem to be able to price their items way lower than me. What's going on here? So Yeah, this is something we're seeing more and more with Walmart, unfortunately. There's a few reasons it might be happening. One reason is because these people aren't drop shipping. They're buying up the items when they have discounts at Walmart, if they're on clearance, things like that. And unfortunately, the reality is a lot of these people are actually using discounted gift cards to buy the items from Walmart, heavily discounted gift cards that are probably the result of some sort of fraud. So you ever hear those stories about older people who get scammed? Someone calls them up and says, hey, your grandson's in jail. You need to go buy a bunch of gift cards to get him out of jail. They buy a bunch of Walmart gift cards. What do you think happens to those gift cards? Well, they get sold off at a discount. And who's a person that could use a lot of discounted gift cards? Well, drop shippers. So it's not something I want to be a part of at all. I think it's really disgraceful and is not something I want to be associated with at all. So yeah, that's just the unfortunate reality of it. They used to do that with Amazon as well, but Amazon actually did shut it down. They have really good protections in place to prevent stuff like that from happening. So you don't actually see it as much on Amazon from what I see. Facebook Marketplace is still a great place to be drop shipping. When it first came onto the scene, Facebook was really fantastic place to drop ship. And as time went on, it has slowed down. It has cooled off a bit. I would actually say eBay is, again, a better opportunity than Facebook. But again, I think the best opportunity right now is TikTok Shop dropshipping. Yes, so AutoDS has a product research tool built in. So AutoDS, for those of you who don't know, is kind of like the software we use to automate our dropshipping store. It allows you to add products into like eBay, into Shopify, into TikTok Shop through Shopify. What else does it work with? It works with Amazon. So you can dropship onto a lot of different websites using it. So putting an item in there will list it onto your platform. It will reprice it. It will restock it. All that's automated for you. And they have a new feature that helps you find products to sell. It's something I hadn't looked at for a while because I was very happy doing product research a different way. But since I started dropshipping on TikTok Shop, I'm seeing that the AutoDS product finding hub, I'm not sure if that's what it's called, but we'll go with that. They actually have great services to help you find TikTok Shop products to dropship. So I've been using that for it. I think it's called like the TikTok, I forget what it's called on AutoDS, but it's in there. Like Mike maybe says, I listed a couple of items on eBay, but I'm not getting any views. Any solutions? I would really appreciate it. Yeah, so this always comes down to the fundamentals. You always want to make sure that you're doing good product research, meaning you're spending the time to find items that are in high demand, that really fit all the criteria that you're looking for, and that people actually want to purchase. Then you want to make sure you spend the time actually optimizing it, making sure it has a good title, good main image. You really make it as good as possible so it stands out from the competition. Now, on top of that, you can also try things like promoted listings, although most beginners don't have access to that. But also, it's just a matter of time and learning the process. Like, you might not be good at product research right now. So the key with it is just to do more and more. Eventually, some of your products are going to take off and do well, and you can look at them and say, oh, what did I do well with those ones? And what did I do differently with these ones that I didn't do with the other ones? So that's what you want to be concentrating on. And if you only have a couple of items listed, that's not enough data for you to work off of. That's not enough experience for you to work off of. So I'd really encourage you to list more products and to really develop those skills of product research and optimization. Yeah, absolutely. So TS says, do you think listing items that make less than 10% profit is a good business model? I'm still making over $1 profit on all items. Using this more or so to build my seller rating. Yeah, that's usually what I encourage people to do when they're first starting out selling anywhere, is you want to build up that momentum. Get sales, get your product shipped out, get customer ratings, You want more items in your store. All this needs to build up this momentum. And the fastest way to do that is by selling cheaper items, even if that means less profit for you in the beginning. Realistically, I think your first 3 months on the platform in terms of profit really doesn't matter. And I know that's hard for people to hear. They want to make money right away. I'm just trying to be realistic with you. I'm not going to come on here and say, hey, you're going to start making profit your first week. Have I seen it happen? Absolutely. I've had students who have made profit their first day selling on eBay. But I think realistically for most people, the first 3 months is all about building up your store. All those things I talked about, getting those foundations in place so you can build a nice, healthy, long-lasting store on top of that. Same thing. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. It's just part of the process. What's up, Big Motivation Daily? Thanks for being here. Any way to push watchers to buy an item? I got a couple of questions about watchers already, and these are people that they see your item, they add it to like their watch list, but they don't actually buy. I never pay attention to that at all. I don't care about watchers. I don't care about views. All I care about is the product selling? That is the only metric that I care about. So that's what I would concentrate. I would concentrate on the items that are selling, not the ones that have watchers. If you want me to answer this more directly for you though, yeah, if you change the price of your item, then anyone who's watching it, they'll be notified that there's a price change and they might feel incentivized to actually purchase it. Will says, I got a nice start with my eBay store. However, I'm thinking about cross-listing to other websites. Should I just focus on my eBay store instead? Is there a way to cross-list with AutoDS? I 100% think that you should be selling on multiple platforms, not just one. 2 or 3 is my new advice for people, because those are the people that I'm seeing who are able to be the most successful with dropshipping. They don't just build one store like on eBay. They sort of build out an entire system where they take their products and they sell them on multiple marketplaces, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, TikTok Shop, maybe some other platforms as well. So that is what I would really encourage you to do. Luckily, you can do all of that inside of AutoDS. You can list products onto all those different marketplaces. You can see your orders for all of them except for Facebook directly inside of AutoDS. So there's a lot you can do directly inside of that one software, which really makes it a lot easier. Fu says, if I'm dropshipping a couch and they want to do a return, how would that work? Oh, wow. Well, first of all, is that something that actually happened, or is that a hypothetical question? So let me break this down for you. So first of all, I don't dropship things that big. A couch is certainly something I don't remember ever dropshipping. Now, I do dropship larger items like furniture and patio furniture, but that can all be folded up into a box and shipped out and returned by refolding it and putting it back in a box. So normally it's not an issue. Now, regardless, whenever there's a return, go to your supplier and tell them, hey, I want to return this, and see what they say. It's really up to them how they're going to handle it, and then you could pass along that information to the customer. Now, the reason I asked if this was a question based on experience or a question based on a hypothetical is because I'm just going to say this, and I'm not sure, I'm not saying you're doing this, Foos. I'm not sure. I'm just going to say this. I don't really like hypothetical questions when it comes to drop shipping, because I get hypothetical questions from people like, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if my customer sees the invoice? What if the customer sees a logo on the box? What if? You can come up with a million what ifs for any business that you want to start. And any one of those what ifs is going to stop you from getting started. So I have found that the best way to understand how a business works, to understand its challenges and how to overcome those challenges, and to understand how you can actually be profitable with it and to make it work where others haven't and others have failed, The only way to do that is by taking action on it and actually trying it. And if you want to learn everything about a topic and go through every hypothetical before you even get started, then you're never going to get started. So I always lead with action. Yeah, of course, you want some education before you go into it. You want to learn the basics of how to get things set up, right? Ideally, you want like a mentor that you can follow to help you along. But there's still going to be challenges along the way. And the only way that you're going to face them is just by actually doing it and taking action and not waiting until you feel like you know everything before you get started. Because let me tell you something, as someone who's been doing this now for like 6 or 7 years, I don't feel like I know everything. Not at all. I do these businesses and like every day I run into, well, not maybe like every week, I run into stuff that I'm like, I've never seen this before. I'm not sure what to do, but we figure it out, and we've always figured it out, and we'll continue to figure it out. But we only do that because we're actually working on it and actually taking action. So that's just my little rant for the day about preventing yourself from asking too many what if questions and instead just taking action. Do you recommend using automation from the start, or can you build up to it? So the automation I would always use from the start is listing with automation. It's a lot faster and it's a lot more streamlined. Repricing and restocking automation, I think, is essential. Auto ordering automation, I think is only important to do if you're drop shipping from Amazon. So that's the only way that I would use it. And I would do that from the start, because otherwise you're not going to be able to do it. Yeah, Lorenzo, send me an email. You ask me every week, Lorenzo. Send me an email, paul@pauljlipsky.com. You never email me. What's your best advice for finding those products? I noticed that the net, most orders are just. Are you talking about the videos that they did? Yeah, I'll make some more videos maybe where I try to find some higher margin products. But really the key with that is there's two things you can do. You can use the normal suppliers, but you have to dig pretty deep for those, or you can use some of the more unusual suppliers that other people aren't using. The other thing I would say is that, what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh yeah, I know what I was going to say. So you find products that people are selling successfully wherever it is you want to sell your products. Don't always look at selling the exact same one. A lot of times you can sell something similar that's actually cheaper. So if someone's selling for like $30, let's say it's like a pot holder for the kitchen. Well, you can go and you can find maybe something on Amazon that's a pot holder that's only costing you like $12 on Amazon. It's not the exact same one. If you bought the exact same one, or rather drop ship the exact same one, you might only make a few dollars profit if you sell at the same price. But if you drop ship this one for $12 and you could sell it for $30, well, now you have a much larger margin in there. Can you tell me some of the success stories from your class? Yeah, I mean, we've had some amazing success stories. The best thing to do is honestly head over to dropshippingtitans.com and click on eBay or click on Facebook, whichever one you're interested. There's big buttons right there on the page. And you can see a lot of those student successes right there on that page, a lot of screenshots of them. I'll tell you about one of my students, Bill. Bill he lives in Florida, and he was able to build up an eBay dropshipping store after taking my course. And I remember he messaged me one day and was like, he couldn't believe it. He's like, I'm in Disney World on a vacation that I paid for with the money I made from dropshipping with all my kids. And every like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, I get a notification on my phone that a new item sold. So as I'm having fun, I'm making money. So like they decided to go out to dinner that night because he had gotten so many notifications that day. He's like, I can afford this because I just made more money today than we actually spent being in Disney World. So pretty cool story. I really like that one a lot. But like I said, go to dropshippingtitans.com to see a lot more of those screenshots. So really the period where you have to be careful on eBay is 3 months. Once you clear 3 months, you're in the clear and you can list a lot more products every day. At the 2-month mark, you can list like 2 to 3 products every day. But after 3 months is really when you're more in the clear. AutoDS training speaks of Etsy as if it's wide open. What are your thoughts? You mean selling on Etsy, dropshipping on Etsy? Yeah, I had tried Etsy, and I was not able to be successful with it. I wasn't able to make a single sale on it. I'll tell you guys when I've been successful with something, and I'll tell you guys when I failed at it. And I tried Etsy, and I couldn't make any sales. So I put that on the shelf because I think there's better opportunities right now, like TikTok Shop. But I do want to bring on like someone else who's doing it already, so we can all learn how to do that from them. So that, I'm trying to, I'll talk more about this soon. But I have some big plans for Dropshipping Titans in the near future. That's up to you. It's up to you. I don't know what deessers is. I'm not sure what deessers is, but AutoDS does connect with Shopify, and you can use it at the same time that you're using other apps. So I'm sure it's fine, although I don't know what deessers is. So Yugal says, I'm using AutoDS and they're supposed to order items from Walmart for me, but I keep running into issues. Does it sound familiar to you? Yeah, so I only use AutoDS auto ordering with Amazon. I find that the integration works the best, and I don't use it when drop shipping from Walmart. Are you planning on making a video or making a step-by-step tutorial on TikTok Shop dropshipping, or how's that going for you? I do plan on doing that. Well, I was waiting to say something about it and I just blurted it out. But yes. I will be making some sort of tutorial about TikTok Shop dropshipping. I think it's pretty obvious because I started making videos about it and talking about it. That will be coming. That will first be available to students of mine who are already inside one of my other courses, because I want them to have that information first. And then maybe down the line, I will open it up to more people. I'm not sure what that would be like. Probably what I'm thinking right now is some sort of free training I'm going to put together in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, it's coming up. Yeah, man, you just got to be patient. So you got to put in the work, you got to put in the time, and you got to learn the system. How much investment do you really need to start dropshipping on eBay? Well, Mr. Nuts, what you got to realize is that you can't just use the money you get from a sale on eBay to actually buy the product from your supplier, because eBay holds your funds. So you need a credit card to fulfill your orders. If you have a few $100s on a credit card, that will be fine in the beginning. You do want to get that raised up. Or if you don't have a credit card, then a few $100s in the bank that you have a debit card attached to, that would work as well. And then the software is going to run you about $30 a month to keep it running. But in the beginning, there's trials, there's free trials for all the software, or $1 trials. If you download my Dropshipping Titans Secrets ebook, or my eBay Dropshipping Secrets ebook, linked up down below, there are links in that to the software I use. And with those links, you'll get free trials or $1 trials of the software. No, I wouldn't worry about that. This I wouldn't really say I guess they probably do hate each other. But if you do it the way I teach, we've seen people be fine with it. Yeah, I have plenty of videos on product research and optimization. Just search for Paul J. Lipsky product research, or finding products, or listing products, or even I make some videos like how to sell on eBay, search for how to sell on eBay, Paul J. Lipsky, and any one of those videos will show you both product research and probably optimization as well. When using Zeek Analytics, I found a store that sells snacks and drinks in large quantities. However, on Walmart, they're actually single packs. Is there a way for AutoDS to do that? Yeah, there is. So let's say Walmart has a bag of Frito-Lays for like $5, but someone on eBay is selling like a 10-pack of them, right? So what you can do is you can go into AutoDS in the settings and actually you list that item and then go edit that item. And in the settings, you can change how much the markup is. So you want to mark it up enough to multiply for the number of items that are in that pack. I hope that makes sense. But the point is just edit the item in AutoDS. So for my product research, I primarily use Zeek for that. Like I said earlier, though, when it comes to TikTok shop dropshipping, I have started to use the product research tools available in AutoDS. Actually, Lorenzo, I have a video that's going to be coming out on Sunday all about that. I think it's coming out Sunday. No, in 2 Sundays, I'm sorry. So every month I release a video going over product research and how I do product research. So for that month, like how to find items to sell in April. That video is coming out on Sunday, which I think is Easter Sunday, right? So that one's coming out on Sunday. That's with my buddy Nahar, who owns Zeek Analytics. So he's going to help me make that video. And then the week after that, I'll be releasing a video about finding products specifically to sell on TikTok Shop using AutoDS. I don't do one-on-one calls right now, so I'm sorry. Just went below standard. Is there any way out? Yeah, you want to actually try to get any of the what are they called? Shoot, I want to say violations, but that's not right. That's TikTok Shop. Defects. There you go. Any of the defects on your account, on your eBay account, you want them removed. Call eBay, try to get them removed, and then hopefully that brings you above standard. Really, the key is not to fall below standard. You want to upload tracking numbers, you want to respond to customers, you want to answer cases and returns, and then you're not going to fall below standard. Okay, Jeremiah has a question about tax exemption. Yeah, they've changed it a lot. So is this for Amazon or Walmart, Jeremiah? Because I'm going to be taking a look at these videos this week, because a lot of people have been complaining that things have changed in the past month when it comes to tax exemption. So I want to dive into that myself and see what's going on. Oh, you're saying that's for Walmart. Excellent. You read my mind. So I will take a look at it. I would not be surprised by that at all. Oops. What am I doing here? There we go. No hypotheticals. No hypotheticals. You will always find a solution, man. If you're focused enough and you want the solution, you will find it. Mr. Nuts has a question about MC011's restrictions, how to avoid it. Yeah, you just do you don't annoy eBay. So the biggest thing is you don't want to scale up too quickly. If you scale up too quickly, that's usually when it happens. So yeah, like my students know, I have a lesson in the course about what the rate is you should scale up so you don't run into any issues, but you don't want to scale up too quickly. Yeah, I think it's actually a good strategy, because most people are going to be too lazy to do it. And because there's more perceived value in there, so customers are willing to pay more money for it. Oh, sweet. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know why they do some of the stuff they do, but Like I said, usually they'll let you have a new account. It's just kind of weird. The reason, I'm not sure why they kind of flag some accounts in the beginning. ABL, always be learning. I love that. No, I would never. So I would never use the same title as other people, because now you're going to look like everyone else. And you're going to look like people who are already making a lot of sales. I always make new titles for every item that I list. I don't know anything about eBay Australia really, so I'm sorry I can't really be of better help. Do wholesale suppliers have a minimum order quantity, or can you buy individual products to drop ship to customers? It depends on the supplier. So we look for ones that allow you to drop ship just single products. Is Dropshipping Titans, so that's my course, is it useful for people who live in the UK and only want to dropship in the UK? So I just want to be honest with you, man. The course is designed, it teaches you how to sell on eBay.com, and it teaches people who live in the United States how to sell on eBay.com. Now, I have a lot of students who live in the UK who dropship on eBay UK and use my course to do that. They do have to make some adaptations to it though and figure out some stuff on their own. Those are things that I can't teach because I don't have access to an eBay UK account. So I can't even show you what to do. But it is very similar. I know that based on the feedback from the students who do live in the UK and who have been successful with it. If you go to dropshippingtitans.com, in fact, and click on the eBay course, there's a screenshot on there of one of my UK students who is selling in the UK, and you can see that he's doing quite well with it. So it definitely does work, but you might just have to spend some time figuring out some of it on your own. What do you think about TikTok shop accounts getting suspended? Do you have any advice? Yeah, so I've been working with some people on this. I mean, like helping me learn some of these problems that are happening. And what we're generally seeing is that this is happening to people when they don't follow some basic rules. So those are things, again, when I do that training, I'm going to talk about these things because I'm gathering information on this and experience on this. But it is avoidable from what we're seeing. Frankie, that's the prediction. I'm going to screenshot this, Frankie. So if you are right, there's proof of it. You have made a prediction that the next hot thing is Mercari dropshipping. Yeah, so I have your email about that. Again, I have a lot on my plate right now because I am diving into the world of TikTok shop, and I don't like to dive into two new things at once because I don't have any like guidebook on this. I'm figuring this all out on my own. So maybe Mercari will be next. It's I have your information. I have your prediction. So I hope you're right. Do I have any videos about the return process? I don't think I have any YouTube videos that go over the return process. I definitely have videos inside my course on how to do that, but I don't think I have any YouTube videos. Yeah, it is different on every platform. Some make it easier than others, unfortunately. Same thing with this. I don't know if I have any videos that show step-by-step how to place orders manually. Definitely inside my course, but I don't think I have any on YouTube about it. Am I going live on Sunday? Why would I go live on Sunday? First of all, it's Easter. No one would be around. That's. I don't think that'd be a good day, Lorenzo. It would just be you and me. All right, I'm just quickly scrolling through some of these because I'm already over time. Shop for 3 months. There are sales. Thanks, man. You're welcome. All right. I mean, it's up to you, man. You can, yeah, the course is like a shortcut, right? All the information's out there, like on YouTube and forums and Facebook groups. Well, maybe most of the information's out there, and I'm sure if you spend enough time, you can figure it all out. But the course is really a shortcut. It shows you everything you need right away. Stuff that literally took me weeks to figure out, I can teach you how to do in 1 minute. Sometimes like setting things up, like for instance, setting up, I don't have a TikTok shop course, but some of the setup process for TikTok shop is a nightmare. It is so confusing to get set up. It literally took me like weeks to figure out. But once you know how to do it, you can set up a TikTok shop in like 10 minutes. So that's just fresh on my mind as an example. There's similar stuff for like eBay as well, where like some stuff, it's just going to take a long time to figure out on your own. So it's up to you whether you want to join or not. All right. Yeah, I appreciate you too, Big Motivation Daily. Appreciate you as being here. Appreciate your motivation. All right. Thanks everyone for the great questions. Thanks for hanging out with me. Like I said, I got some great videos coming up. I'm really excited to talk to you guys about TikTok Shop. It is an incredible opportunity, and things we've been working on, me and my team, are really exciting. So all that's going to be coming out really soon. Just pay attention. If you're not signed up for my newsletter, get signed up. You can do that by downloading one of my guides down below, and you'll get on the list. So I'll send you more information when it is available. But everyone, thanks so much for hanging out, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.